What if I told you that the most attractive thing about a man over 45 has absolutely nothing to do with his face, his hair, or his bank account? Most men completely miss this. And the ones who get it, they become magnetically attractive at any age. Here's what nobody tells you about getting older as a man. Society sells you a lie. It says that after 40, you're past your prime, that younger women want younger men, that attraction fades with age like muscle mass and testosterone. So what do most men do? They panic. They buy the sports car. They chase trends. They start dressing like a 22-year-old. They overcompensate, and it shows. And the harder they try to look younger, the more they repel the very women they're hoping to attract. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. The problem isn't your age. The problem is that you've been optimizing for the wrong things entirely. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the actual psychological mechanism that makes older men deeply attractive. Not just to younger women, but to high-quality women of any age. This is backed by behavioral psychology, evolutionary biology, and something I call silent status. A trait you can build deliberately starting today. And the best part, it has nothing to do with plastic surgery, flashy clothes, or pretending to be someone you're not. I've spent over a decade coaching men on performance, physiology, and masculine presence. I've worked with men in their 40s, 50s, even 60s. Men who transform not just their bodies, but their energy, their posture, the way they walk into a room. I've seen average-looking men become extraordinarily compelling. Not because they found some trick, but because they understood something most men never do. Let me show you what that is. The first truth: women are not attracted to youth. They're attracted to certainty. Evolutionary psychology is clear on this. What women, especially high-value younger women, are wired to seek is a man who has direction, a man who knows who he is, a man who doesn't need constant validation. That certainty, it radiates from a man who has lived, made mistakes, and chosen himself anyway. The second truth: your body tells your story before you speak a word. Here's where fitness becomes a superpower, not vanity, signaling. A man over 45 with a lean, strong body is communicating something that no 25-year-old can fake. Discipline over time. It says, I show up for myself. I don't quit. I have standards. That is deeply biologically attractive. You don't need to be shredded. You need to be present in your body. Upright, mobile, vital. That alone separates you from 90% of men your age. The third truth: silence is a weapon. Younger men fill silence with noise. They over-explain. They overperform. They're loud in their insecurity. An older man who is comfortable in silence, who doesn't rush to fill every gap, who looks you in the eye without blinking first, that man triggers something primal. Psychologists call it autonomic authority. I call it the energy of a man who has nothing to prove. The fourth truth: testosterone is not just a hormone, it's a posture. I'm not talking about injections, I'm talking about the lifestyle that naturally sustains and elevates your hormonal baseline. Resistance training 3 to 5 days a week, 8 hours of sleep, protein-forward nutrition, and eliminating the slow burn stresses that are silently draining you. Men who optimize their hormonal health don't just look different, they feel different to be around. Their voice drops, their patience increases, their decisiveness sharpens. Women feel this. They can't always name it, but they feel it. The fifth truth: the most attractive thing you can do is have a mission, not a job. A mission. A man who wakes up every morning on fire for something: his health, his craft, his legacy. is a man who doesn't orbit other people's lives. He has his own gravitational pull. Younger women are often at a stage where they're figuring out who they are. A man with direction doesn't just attract them, he anchors them. That's the silent psychological truth nobody talks about. Attraction follows purpose. The sixth truth: the upgrade is internal, but it has external rules. Grooming matters, not trends, standards. Clean skin, well-fitted clothes, a haircut that suits your actual face, shoes that aren't falling apart. This is not about fashion, it's about signaling self-respect. And self-respect is the entry fee to every room worth being in. I've seen this transformation happen in real time. A client of mine, 51 years old, divorced, convinced he was done in the dating world. Within 6 months of restructuring his training, his sleep, and his daily posture, literal physical posture, his social life changed completely. He didn't chase anyone. He didn't change his personality. He rebuilt his presence. And the women who started showing up in his life, younger, more engaged, higher quality than anyone he dated in his 30s. His words, not mine. I finally stopped trying to be impressive, and that's when I became it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This sounds great, but I'm out of shape, I'm tired all the time, and I haven't felt like myself in years. Good. That means you have massive upside. The men who feel the furthest from this version of themselves are the ones who see the most dramatic change. Because the gap between where they are and where they can be is enormous. You are not too old, you are under-optimized, and that's fixable. If this landed for you, if something in here clicked, I need you to do one thing right now. Save this video, not because I said so, because 6 months from now, when you look in the mirror and barely recognize the man staring back at you, in the best possible way, you're going to want to come back to the moment this started. And if you're ready to go deeper, follow this channel. Every week I break down the exact protocols, training, hormones, mindset, presence, that turn ordinary men into the most compelling version of themselves. Your best years are not behind you. They haven't started yet.